Mm-hmm.
Welcome everybody to a special 2 for 1 special podcast. My name is Dad Gamer. With me is Randall and LJ. Say what's up, everybody.
What's
Yo, what's
up?
going on, everybody?
So today it's still a 2 for 1 special, but we're doing a little flip. I'm starting my own podcast called Untitled. Can we talk about it? And we're just going to give you a little preview of what that's going to be like today. We're still going to talk anime. Actually, we're going to start with anime, but just want to give you a heads up of what's going on today. It's not your normal, but it's still us. It's still us being us. Okay, so let's get started with your daily dose of anime. Go ahead, kick it off, Randall.
All right, so far the news for anime wasn't that much. Basically, it was about Attack on Titan, cause the Attack on what the word? I don't know what that was, but but yeah, basically the news for anime really wasn't that much. Besides, Attack on Titan is about to come out. If I'm not mistaken, this week actually. Yeah, it come out Friday, Saturday. But yeah, it just that, and then the only other news is One Piece and LJ. I need to get your opinion on this because I know you watch One Piece more than me. So the whole One Piece community was in an uproar because they was debating if Yamato was a boy or a girl. So LJ, what's your take on that?
I'm pretty sure she's a boy. I mean, a girl.
But basically, what was
Uh,
going on is we know if you know how she looks, LJ. But they were
yeah.
saying that in the anime or the manga, however you want to say it, she was identifying herself as a man, so she was going as a man. But the community was like, okay, she's identified as a man, but she's actually a girl, and then they was going back and forth with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
there was a reason for it why she said she was a guy. I can't. I can't think of
I
it
think it had something to do with
off the
Kaido,
top of my
something like
head.
that.
It did. It had not just Kaido. It had to do with well, I mean, it did have to do with Kaido, but it had to do with the original leader of that island on the Zuka.
Right.
Because he what was it? She knew what she was a female. That she know everybody knows that's her daughter, but it was because of the different fruit she ate and because she wanted to be the guardian deity, which is I think classified as a male. That's why she was going as male. But everybody knows she's a female.
Right.
Now we can get into the details of what she identifies as. I don't think it was supposed to be that serious, but who knows? I'm not gonna go down that route. That's opening a can of worms. Uh, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I people just like to fight over just random stuff sometimes.
You ain't lying.
I don't know. I that that's one of those out of left field arguments where you, unless you was like really thinking like super hard about it, you just accepted it and you just kept on moving.
Right.
But I mean, if the author comes out and says no, she's a guy, okay, she's a guy.
Hmm.
So there was a to chime in a little bit. There was something like that when I was growing up about Frieza, where Frieza was a guy or a girl growing up.
I remember. I remember.
So these things always happen, especially with with voiceovers and stuff like that, and like it's a weird thing to think like do I care? Frieza's a girl or boy? No, I thought Frieza's a really as a racist. That's all I know. So
I remember because they showed. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I first heard Frieza, I ain't know if Frieza was a guy or girl. And to
mm-hmm.
this day, I'm still confused. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Daily Dose of Anime. It wasn't really too much because, like I said, that pretty much took up the entire week, and also the Attack on Titan last episode coming out. So that's pretty much really was it for real. Because we talked about everything
They put
else.
a date on that?
Talking about for Attack on Titan,
Yeah,
come out Saturday, November 4th.
this coming Saturday,
Yes, sir.
and this is the last episode.
Hopefully. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
but some stuff came out because here's the thing, because the stuff came out because they working on either a sequel or prequel, and then he bringing another 18-page manga out. So we don't know, and then he came out and said that that is connected to Attack on Titan. So whenever this
Hmm.
new 18-page manga come out, which come out next year, we don't know if that's the true ending or he's just doing something just to do it. So it's yeah, it's all over the place. So this could be the ending. I'm not sure because now everybody is speculating. Okay, are we finna get the manga ending or are we finna get the anime only ending? Or are they gonna have a little hint? Because like I said, he came out with a whole bunch of new information over the past 3 weeks, I say. So ain't no telling. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So ain't no telling.
So is this it? So do you think this one will break the internet?
More than likely, just because of how long everybody's been waiting for it. Like LJ and you been mentioning, this thing should have been ended damn near 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
of course, yeah, it going I won't say it gonna break records. It's not gonna break the internet. I don't think so. Depending on how the ending goes. If the ending goes the manga route, I can see it. I can see the community go back and forth, but if it changes and do what everybody think that it may do, and hence a sequel or prequel, then it may break the internet. But I guess it gonna have a lot of people tuning in. Though, I'll tell you that.
Okay. Well, that is your daily dose of anime. Come to you by Daily Dose of Anime by the Instagram group because they're no longer on Facebook. Anyway, so right now we're going to hit you some quick sports hitters, and our main topic today um, is going to be the fall of boxing and why is boxing the way it is now. So, first quick hitters, Victor Wembanyama
Mm.
been playing. He has been playing pretty good. He's not lighting the league up on fire, but he's showing really good flashes right now. Um, what you guys' thoughts on how Victor has so far played?
He doing good. I ain't gonna lie to you. He doing amazing. All he got to do, stay healthy, get a little bit muscle on him. He gonna be just fine.
The health is my biggest question for him. Um,
Mm.
because when you tall people, knees usually give out, um, and that's usually the problem with like, especially with his stature, like his body type. I don't know if he can actually put on muscle, to be honest.
You right.
Um, because look at KD. KD has been skinny his whole life, you know. So I don't know if he'd be a put on muscle, but like I'm more worried about his health and longevity.
Right.
What you think, LJ?
I I saw I saw the match. I saw or not the match. I saw some of the highlights and some of the other things with it. I I agree. I don't think he can really put on weight because it's just his body type and everything that goes along with that. But he's just lanky for no reason. Like real
Yes,
talk, he's just
yes, real.
lanky for no absolute no reason. Like he walks like when I was looking at him, he reminds me of what's that anime character? It's from he he reminds me of Hisoka just a little bit, just the way he walks. Like you know how Hisoka like kind of walks like gingerly and he's leaning and rocking back and forth a little bit. I
Right.
mean, that's because he's like a clown or whatever. But that way he reminds me of a little bit. He just walks weird and he runs weird, but that's because he's tall for no reason. But you you can't mess up that physique a pound this way
Yeah.
or you add more muscle, like his whole body is going to mess up. In my opinion, like he where he's at now is probably where he needs to stay at. It's just going to be a matter of fact of once people understand how to guard him, I say, or you start to try to because eventually, like especially when it gets closer to the playoffs, I think people are going to really start trying to see, is he physical enough to back down to LeBron James?
No.
Is he physical enough to back down a KD?
Mm,
Right? If
maybe
you if
I
you
tell you what
all
thing. Like I'll tell you the litmus test for him.
mhm,
Um, I think Draymond Green will push him out the paint every time.
right,
I don't think he can beat Draymond Green in the paint.
right, and
It
that's
just
going to be a problem, to me
mm-hmm,
at least. Like I understand the big man is not the big man of yesteryear. It's not, they don't stay in the paint like they used to and stuff like that.
mm-hmm.
But there are still those bigs that are like, well, if you aren't gonna really challenge me, then I'm gonna just see what happens. Or is your coach gonna take you out because you're not allowed ability here? Or
What's going
are
on, LJ?
I something wrong with my webcam, I think, and I'm gonna have to look into that later
Mm.
on.
Okay.
But for now, yeah, I just think Wimbiana is just, that's just a weird body type. And even though we probably would want him to put some more weight on, I don't think you can put more weight on him.
See, and that's a good comparison too, because Giannis was extremely skinny coming out too, and he put on a lot of weight, and he didn't start like advancing the playoffs until he put on the weight, and
Right.
until he started doing that. So that was a good comparison right there.
Mm.
Um, next subject we'll talk about. Let's talk about the ever flowing saga that is James Harden. Um, James
Oh,
Harden
right.
doesn't want to play for Philly anymore. Um, call Daryl Morey everything, call him a liar, call him all kind of stuff, publicly too. He's made no bones about it. He made no bones where he sits. Um, went to training camp in the beginning, showed up, and then all of a sudden, one day for practice, he wasn't there. Turns out he was out there in Houston, partying it up. That's like his second. That's his home. So he was out there in Houston, chilling, doing his thing. Then um, he tried to show up for the last preseason game. They said no, stay home, right?
Mm.
And then he tried showing up for the first series games, and security would not let him on the plane because he's not showing up. And in my opinion, I know I get what he's doing by showing up randomly. You can't fine him for not showing up for the games if they won't let you on the plane.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take the practice fine, but he's not going to take I'm not showing up for the game fine.
Right.
So that's why I think they do until they tell him we won't fine you if you stay home or try to trade you. He's gonna keep doing that. Um, but I'll start with you this time, LJ. What do you think about this whole James Harden situation?
I I think both of them need to get rid of each other because the when so I knew he was having all that trouble and he hates playing for them now. Even though that's the reason why they got Nick Nurse, if I remember correctly, is the reason they went and got Nick Nurse is because uh Embiid like Nick Nurse and James Harden also like Nick Nurse. I might be wrong about that, but I thought that was one reason they decided to get Nick Nurse as well.
Yeah,
But
that's one of the reasons. Yeah.
now that they are, that it seems like that don't matter, and so now they have uh now they just have the superstar who, let's be honest, he's getting a worse and worse rap each year because this will be his what, fourth team in 3 years or fifth team in 3 years. He's been on a
So
lot of teams now.
he started off at OKC. They went to Rockets. Got himself
Right,
traded from the Rockets to Brooklyn. From
right,
Brooklyn to the Nets right now.
right,
To Sixers, sorry, to Sixers. And so this is his fourth team total. But he's been traded like this will be his third time being traded.
right. So I
Third, actually, every time he's been traded, he never went anywhere in free agency.
no, because nobody can keep him. And I guess technically this will be his free agency now after this year, right? Or it
Yes,
should
he'll be a
be.
free agent after this year. But
So
he wants money though. He wants the money. Um, and he opted in because he thought he could get traded to somewhere he wanted to go.
Right.
But Daryl Morey's not getting the value he wants. He wants to go to the Clippers, and Clippers are not giving up a player, and the player is not even really like all that, but he's a young player they have an eye on. So
But my question is it worth it to really trade for him? Because if as soon as he gets disgruntled or mad or whatever, you know what he's going to do. He's going to go off to Atlanta, right? That's his second home. Or, what you just said there, where he likes to go to?
Houston.
Houston. Oh well, he goes back to Houston, goes there, go hangs out there, go get fat, get happy, and then he shows back up looking like he never played basketball in his life, and then now he just stays like that until either you trade him or he gets wherever he wants, right? And
Some people say that was a fat suit that he put on.
that might be, who knows at this point, but I mean, I just wouldn't want to deal with it. That's too much of a headache, and for you to just a lot of times just disappears in the playoffs. Like regular season, yeah, you fine, but then you just disappear in the playoffs multiple times, year after year after year. I don't think I would want to take that. If I'm the Clippers, who already have disappearing superstars already, I don't think I would want to take that either.
Mm-hmm. And to your point, the Clippers, um, their main problem last year though was like they was good defensively, but like scoring at a high level was their problem.
Yeah.
Um, so bringing in a James Harden would alleviate that problem, but you still, but it also gives you a hold on defense, in my opinion. What do you think about it, Randall?
Here's what I'm gonna say. James Harden. No, matter of fact, 'cause he did this before. Ben Simmons is James Harden, and James Harden is pulling Ben Simmons. What the NBA need to do is this, because players gonna pick up on Ben Simmons and James Harden. James Harden don't want to play where he's at. Same thing with Ben Simmons. What they do is they gonna pull the stunt to where they ain't gonna play. Pull the stunt saying this and saying that, and James Harden's good for it, and Ben Simmons start doing it. What the NBA need to do is they need to put a rule into play so this won't start happening frequently, to where if they pull a stunt like this, it starts affecting their pockets. So we all know James Harden don't want to play where he at, and he beefing with the coach, he beefing with the organization with Philadelphia. He's ready to leave.
He mainly beefing with Daryl Morey, the GM.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Daryl Morey is his main target.
And when he went on his little campaign run all in Japan, he was telling how much beef he got. So, like I said, they gonna follow suit, especially rookies, because we know how dumb. I forgot dude name. Dude went on Twitter talking about he requested a trade or he don't want to play, and then he got fined like a
You
hundred something.
talking about that Rocket dude? Not
Yeah,
Rocket.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no, that dude was from that played for
The
Charlotte, I
Hornets.
believe.
The Hornets,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
He went on Twitter
Yeah.
talking about request a trade, knowing damn well you can't tweet that, and he got his stupid self got fined. But like I said, the NBA need to do something about that, because like I said, it gonna follow suit. It gonna do a monopoly domino effect, and they need to put a rule in there to where if the NBA players start doing that, y'all gonna get fined or y'all not finna get to this team. So for prime example, let's say James Harden, we all know James Harden want to trade. Let's say James Harden say like, look, I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna show up for this. I'm not finna show up for that until I get traded. I don't want to play with this team. I do not want to put on a Philadelphia jersey anymore until I get traded. So let's say that he don't play for 2 to 3 months until, because I don't know what a trade line is. I don't know, but let's say he don't play until the trade line or when the trade comes. He ain't gonna get fined. I don't think so. He ain't gonna get fined because Ben Simmons pulled that, and he ain't. I don't think he got fined. He got fined. I think he got fined, but he ain't get fined that much.
He got fined initially until they came to an agreement not to fine him anymore until they seek the trade.
Yeah. So this is what they need to start doing. So like I said, James Harden want to trade, and let's say he want to play for Houston Rockets. What the NBA need to start doing is, okay, cool. You ain't gonna play until you get traded to the Houston Rockets, we gonna understand if you were playing games and you be like, hey, I'm gonna still play, but I dead want to play for Houston. But he pulling all this crazy stuff here. NBA be like, all right, cool. Since you know all this is all that, and we know that you want to get traded for Houston, we gonna put in a 1 or 2 year block to where you're no longer able to get traded to Houston for a year or two until until that's up. That's what the NBA need to start doing because all these players are gonna start following suit like James Harden, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I want to play for such and such team because Steph Curry and them doing good, and I know I can win a ring with Steph Curry, so I'm finna do this with this team until they force me out, or I'm unless I get a trade request, somebody need to head over to Golden State, and be like, hey, put this play on the 1 or 2 year uh block list because he pulling this crap right here. But that's what I think the NBA needs to start doing. They need to do something like that because they give the players basically getting too much power, which I can understand. You don't want to work for someone you don't want to work at. So I know you don't want to play for somebody you don't want to play, but they are doing it the wrong way, in my opinion.
Okay. Right. I hear you, and I agree with you in that sense too. Um, Players asking for trade was never a problem for me. It's that when you're like deep under contract and you're trying to like dictate where the trade goes,
Right.
that's when I have a problem with it. For example, this also happened with Damian Lillard. He tried like to go to Miami like crazy, but um, they didn't want to deal to Miami. Um, and I think it was pettiness on Portland's part. But I'll say this: I, him going to Milwaukee is scary now.
You right.
Milwaukee is real scary right now. So that this might have worked out for Dame Lillard's favor. All right, let's do a couple things with the NFL, and then we'll move on to the main topic. Um, Trade deadline is approaching for the NFL. Um, some players were being looked at. Um, Derrick Henry is being looked at, but the Titans said today they're not going to trade him, even though they fielded numerous offers. Um, if there's a team that's one player away, and a trade will happen, who do you think that is, Randall?
Talk about for the NFL.
Yeah, a team that's one player away that should make a trade for a certain player. Who do you think they should trade for?
Who asking for trades right now?
Um, it's so there's a bunch of people that are really asking for trades, but it looks like it's not going to happen because NFL is real stingy when it comes to trades. NFL is extremely stingy for that.
Because the only
Um,
the reason why I asked because the only person I heard who is requested this trade is Henry. That's the only thing I heard about.
Henry is staying though.
Yeah.
Henry is staying. They said they're not going to be able to trade him because they didn't get a good enough offer. Um, but there are let's see, um, they're looking at possibly trading Tannehill, Devontae Adams, Saquon Barkley. It was up for trade. It seems like, but most Dalvin Cook is looking for a trade also
Mm.
because he signed with the Jets thinking that Brees Hall wasn't going to play that well, and Brees Hall out there killing it. The Commanders are shopping the defensive ends, Chase Young and Montez Sweat, because they can't sign them both this
Right.
year. So we're gonna see how it goes. So if you think one team is a player away, what team would it be? What player should they get?
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and it may be. I don't know how y'all gonna take it, but I don't. Carolina needs a team ASAP. Bryce Young, somebody needs a team. I mean, not a team. Need a player. I don't know who they need, but they need somebody in Carolina. Cause Bryce Young ain't. I don't know if it's the rookie jitters, or he just what. But for what I'm seeing, his stats is good, so it's not 100% his fault why the team ain't winning the game. But Carolina, they need some. I don't know who they need, but they need some because they ain't doing it right now.
All right. What about you, LJ?
Well, when I hear this question, I feel like who you're saying what is needed for a team to win a Super Bowl, like right,
To get that next step to get them where they need to go. Yes.
right. So I mean, in my opinion, California is nowhere near winning a Super Bowl, but that would happen when you done sucked for I don't know how long now, and you technically are in a rebuilding phase.
Need Carolina.
Uh, yeah. So I wouldn't
Okay.
put Carolina on there. I wouldn't also put the the Texans,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and the well, actually, so the team I think probably one person away or one player away is the Jets. They just need a quarterback, and they had a quarterback. The quarterback got
Mm-hmm.
hurt, and then they really did not think about the backup who they didn't had problems for so long. And they were like, well, he's still our backup. Now, this you could say this is the problem with you building a team around one quarterback.
They really
And
did.
only that quarterback can, run that offense. And I mean, I have to agree with that. But on the flip side, you either need to go find you somebody else to go run that offense. So yeah, to me, it's the Jets. They literally had everything. They was literally we were saying they probably gonna win them a Super Bowl. There was a whole bunch of people saying they're gonna win a Super Bowl. They're that good. They're that loaded. All of this, and then uh, what's McCullough got hurt, and then after
Okay.
that, it just they're what they 2-5, and it's surprising that they 2-5. So I think that would be my pick would be the Jets.
Okay. Um, my pick would be. I think the Bengals need to go get a top flight corner.
They need something
Uh,
because Joe needs some
no,
help.
Joe Burrow's healthy now, and he's actually playing pretty good right now. I think if they went to Atlanta and got AJ Terrell, I think um I think Cincinnati would be Super Bowl bound. Like hands down, you put AJ Terrell with that defensive lineup because all they're literally like I believe they're a corner away from being from being from getting back to the Super Bowl. So
Well, I
that would
still
be my
don't
pick.
they have a problem with their line?
The line is more of a scheme thing because they have talent on the offensive line, but it's more of a scheme. And sometimes Joe Burrow takes too long because he wants the big play,
Hmm.
and he has a problem taking the check down sometimes. So um, that's my opinion on it. All right, anybody want to add anything to it?
I'm gonna say this.
Mm-mm.
Surprisingly, Seattle is doing an amazing job this season.
Yeah, they're 4-2. And looking real good right now. Yeah, you're right. Seattle is doing a really good job. Seattle is also could be one of those teams that's probably just like one player away too.
For real, they yeah. Cause
But like my problem is in my mind, I see Seattle and I don't see the elite. You know, I think they're good, but I don't see elite.
I
But they have all the tools.
I
They
agree.
have they have a, they have a decent quarterback. They have a running game. They got receivers. They got a line. They got pretty much everything. It's just that they just got to put it all together and just keep it together. Um. All right. So let's go ahead and go on to the main topic. Yesterday, I had the unfortunate um, waste of my time watching a fight. I was watching the Tyson Fury and Nagano fight.
Right.
And to me, like watching this, like kind of it like hurt my soul a little bit because growing up, boxing was like an event. Everybody came over your house, like who like you're literally like calling like midweek, say, hey, are you ordering the fight? Who's ordering the fight? You know, and you talk about what you're going to bring, and it was a whole event. Um, to me, boxing it is dead. Now I'm giving a reason for for each reason why I do. But last night, well, one of the reasons now is that I'll start with this one. This mixing of the arts and Francis Ngannou won that fight yesterday. In my opinion, he won that fight. I watched the fight, the whole fight, and I think he won that fight. He knocked down Tyson Fury. Now, he said Tyson Fury took Ngannou lightly. Yes, you can absolutely say that. But that's a Tyson Fury problem. That's completely Tyson Fury problem. That's not a Ngannou problem. And Tyson Fury should have lost that. And he almost lost out on a huge payday for his next unification bout because he didn't take this one serious. But these like that's well celebrities and big MMA fighters and stuff like that seem to be drawing the money, which is and I think that that money for the celebrity boxing thing is about to burst pretty soon because right now it's inflated right now, and I think that it's going to burst pretty soon. Um, and boxing is going to be completely dead. Um, because you got people like you got the Logan Pauls, the Jake Pauls, um, fighting. Jake Paul, when he the one time he fought a real boxer, he lost. Somebody who has a boxing acumen in him, he lost. And but people are lined up paying watching Logan Jake Paul fight every time to watch him lose. Um, it's it takes away from the pureness of boxing, in my opinion. And like while it's making money, it's not do the sport any favors. It's like not all news, not all news is good news, or not all bad press is good press. You know, sure they are they're making numbers and stuff like that. And Jake Paul and Logan Paul made tons of KSI. They made tons of money off this boxing stuff that they're doing. But in my thing, they're killing the sport. Um, you guys have an opinion on this?
You want me to
I'm
start?
gonna let Randall go first.
Man,
I'm gonna let you go first.
here's what I gotta say. Yesterday was a pure robbery of the sport. Now I do not know how to pronounce his name, but
Francis Ngannou.
him right there. He said in an interview that he knew for a fact no matter what he did, if he didn't get a KO on Tyson Fury and it went the distance, he would lose no matter what. He said that he came into that. He told a reporter he like I knew for a fact if I didn't get a KO, no matter how much damage or how much I beat up on him, I'm not gonna win just because I'm the new guy and they ain't gonna let a new guy win. So he knew. I knew when I knew it because I turned it off when everything was said and done. Cause I was like, bro, no matter how bad he got beat up, how bad Tyson Fury got beat up, as long as he didn't get a KO, bro was not gonna win that fight, which is sad. Now, to what you were saying about the boxing and I should say, well, yeah, the TikTok's doing it too, but the YouTubers and all that stuff. At first, I didn't have a what was that? Oh, okay, never mind. That's outside. At first, I didn't have a problem with it because they wasn't showboating and doing what they was doing now. They were just, they were just having little events here and there, and you mainly was only seeing it on YouTube at the time. They wasn't bringing in all these promoters, and they wasn't bringing spotlights to it. They were like, hey, if y'all want to watch the fight, you can watch it on my YouTube page, or you can watch it on this live streamer page on YouTube.
It was
And
on the Zone app for a
no, no,
while.
no, no. I'm talking about when they first started. When they first started.
Okay,
When they
okay.
first started. Cause I was watching it day one. I ain't gonna lie
Okay.
to you. But
Okay.
but back in the day though, they like I said, they was doing it for fun, and I was cool with that. Now all of a sudden they got the big head and all that stuff, and all these promoters, Showtime, The Zone, HBO, Floyd, all of them start investing into them. Now the influencers getting the big head. I'm like, bro, y'all are just influencers. Don't get me wrong, y'all can fight and box and sell out arenas, but y'all not real boxers. Don't go in there and pretend like y'all real boxers. And what took it over the edge for me, it will really piss me off. Cause like I said, I ain't had no problem with it until I don't know when KSI fought Tommy Fury. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago. Whenever they fought.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they fought. It was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. What pissed me off was during that main event, they had a tag team boxing match.
Yeah.
What in the hell is a tag team boxing match? So when I saw the highlights, right, it was Alex Wasabi and some other people I forgot. I don't know. Dude was getting beat up. Bruh, he stopped the match because he was getting beat up so bad, and he tagged in the other guy. And I was like, bro, what is this? What kind of BS is this? So that would really took it from me. I was like, I was cool with what y'all was doing. Y'all wasn't banging y'all heads up. Y'all were like, hey, I'm just a YouTube trying boxing, yada yada. They were selling out arenas. Then the Zone, HBO, Stars, all of them got into it, but they still wasn't doing it to this extent. And then recently, when Tommy Fury came into the mix, that's when Jake Paul and KSI just took it to a whole nother level, and they started just blasting and all this stuff, talking about they can beat any amateur boxer out there, yada yada. And then when KSI fought Tommy Fury, like I said, when they had that tag team boxing match, I'm like, okay, y'all taking it too far. Now y'all disrespecting the sport of boxing. Cause why the
Mm-hmm.
hell, like that just don't make no sense. So you mean to tell me I could beat the hell out of somebody, he can stop the damn match and tag in somebody else just because he was just because I was beating the hell out of him? I was like, yeah, that. Now y'all taking it too far. I'm pissed off now. Cause I'm like, that's just stupid. It was wrestling, different story, but boxing, yeah, that's just stupid. Y'all just mocking the sport now.
Mm-hmm. What you got, LJ?
So let this be known. I don't. I don't know. I know the things about the things I know. I do not know a thing about boxing or MMA or any other fights because I've just never really been that interested in that stuff. But I have seen WWE. I do know that, and the stuff that I see from the YouTube boxing items and the celebrity boxing stuff reminds me of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people from WWE are real athletes, but their showmanship in what they do. It's a
Right.
show. They're trying to get the crowd reaction. They're trying to get the crowd to invest in them. And their characters is a character they play. It's a thing. They have baby faces. That means they're a good guy. They have heels. That means they're a bad guy. And then you have jobbers and all these random other things. In the YouTube, it reminds me a little bit of that. Just that they know that people are coming to see them because they're famous. They really
Right.
could care less if they're actually fighting or know how to fight. Now, to be fair, from my understanding, some of these guys actually do might know how to fight, or they actually take their training seriously enough where they go learn how to fight for a couple of months or however, or whenever they get on and they go. But that's just a couple of them. That's not the majority of these people who doing this. And then they go and fight these actual people who are trained fighters and go fight and they lose. Now, in the I won't say the normal world, but every day if you get an unprofessional or a semi-pro versus a pro, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna lose and they're gonna lose badly. But that's not what's
Mm-hmm.
happening in this case. So it makes it look like it to me when I'm looking at that, and I'll be like, I know this guy should lose. This guy should be losing because he's facing this dude who's a 5-time belt champion of the world, some of this, some of that. And you telling me he's beating him or he wins by not ring knockout, but by decision. And sometimes these decisions are weird. It is mind blowing to me. So I get why if you are actually a boxing fan and you really like the fights and stuff like that, you're kind of feel like you're being shafted because there aren't any good no more good fights because they're all already been dictated or it's just for show now. It's not really two people fighting. And, they done trained to get an edge on each other, and they do things a certain way or this, that, and the other. It's who has more fans? Jake Paul. Okay, he's going to win. Oh well, we let Jake Paul win, so we can't let KSI win. So KSI got to take the L today, but make it look like you're actually mad about it. But oh yeah, both of y'all gonna make $10 million from this way. So I mean, that way to me, that way it looks like to me. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but that you know,
No, that's no, you're not wrong at all. What you're explaining is one of the reasons why I do think boxing is going down. Another thing, another reason why I want to talk about is I have I have I have two more reasons after this one. That I want to get your opinion on is a lot of people blame Floyd Mayweather for the decline of boxing because Floyd Mayweather, when he became when he turned himself into Money Mayweather, he Floyd Mayweather is like top tier, like one of the top three boxers ever, and he's not number three. Okay, but nobody liked his style outside certain people who love Floyd. I love Floyd, um, but his style was in boxing. The way you win is not to get hit. Okay, his defense was impeccable. Like he dodging all kind of punches. His stance was so you couldn't get a direct shot on him at all. Um, and people were mad about that because people love the the bang, stand and bang boxing. Floyd Mayweather wasn't doing that, and he was catching $100 million checks for it. Um, People were tired of seeing him winning, and then he brought in Conor McGregor, and um, when that happened, it was like, okay, he's ruined boxing because now boxing's taking its turn with the celebrities now. He's the one who first started it, and already you can't hit Conor McGregor, not Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, because many people tried, and nobody ever beat. He Canelo couldn't beat him. It was, mind you, it was young Canelo. Canelo now will probably no Canelo now and Floyd Prime. Canelo still couldn't touch Floyd. Um, but his fighting style and him like making boxing about the money, the one to mainly do it, says that ruined boxing. What's your guys' thoughts on it?
Here's my thing about it. I don't want to say Floyd ruined boxing. I don't want to say that because he was just good. What what people here's what I'm trying to say. They scared to lose their undefeated record pretty much. A lot of these boxers are. Cause we supposed to be in, and I mean Ben had these super fights. Prime example,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Garcia versus Javante Tank Davis. Both of
Mm-hmm.
them was scared for the longest of time. Well, they weren't scared, but both of them pretty much didn't fight each other for the longest time because they didn't want to jeopardize their losing record. Same thing go for Devin Haney. Devin Haney don't want to fight these big name fights because he don't want to lose his losing record. Because he's supposed to fight Tank, then he's supposed to fight Ryan Garcia, then he's supposed to fight somebody else that he ran from. But I won't say Floyd messed it up. It's just because to me, Floyd, he was just that good when he was in boxing, and he wasn't telling people like, "Hey, no matter what, you garbage if you don't have if you don't have a losing record, not losing record. If you lose one match, no, he was just doing his thing. He was just talking smack, talking about, hey, nobody, well back then, nobody can beat me, yada yada. I'm the best, which he was at the time. But he wasn't telling these people who's up and coming down like, hey, you garbage. If you got one loss, if you got one loss, then you're not a legend. You're not the goat. But nah, he was just doing
Hmm.
his thing. He was just talking smack to people he was fighting against, and he was just letting the world know like, hey, I'm that guy. It's these boxers that was looking up to Floyd, saying, hey, I'm not the greatest if I have a losing record, because I want to be just like Floyd. So let me not play or let me not fight these big name fights because I don't want to lose my undefeated record because of how people was treating Floyd. So I don't want to say Floyd it's Floyd fault because like I said he wasn't all on TV saying hey if you got a losing if you got one loss or if you're not undefeated then you garbage. He wasn't saying all that. He was just talking smack and he was just pretty much boosting himself up, which he got every right to do. It's these boxers who was looking up to him or who was coming in around the time he was leaving, saying, "Hey, if I don't have an undefeated record, then I'm not good." Nah, bro, you good no matter what. Cause hell, no, ain't can't no ain't hell. Everybody can't get in that boxing ring now, so you good no matter what. But it's just these folks, cause like college football, a lot of these people say you garbage if you get one loss. Nah, man, you good, but everybody just so used to college football having some teams go undefeated throughout the season. So I don't want to say it's Floyd's fault. I say it's just the boxers' fault because they just trying to be like Floyd, similar how a lot of these basketball players trying to be like MJ. If you don't have 5 rings, you're garbage. Nah, bro, you made it to the goddamn league. You you're not garbage. So that's all. It's just the media and people just trying to look up to him. That's all.
I I don't know because so I find it weird for anybody to be in undefeated in that type of environment at any time. Like, it, I'm not trying to take anything away from Floyd Mayweather. I understand he probably like one of the best boxers of all time, but I do find it weird that for you to be undefeated, that means you was either 100%, 100% of the time, you knew exactly what your opponent was going to do for the most part, uh, and you was able to recover every time, anytime you was caught off guard. And I feel like that's just really impossible for that type of environment, just based off of just human nature, because you just never know what will happen the day of a fight. Like like in football, you go in there and you thinking, okay, I'm gonna just this is another game of football. I'm gonna go out here, do my check downs, look at find my guys are open and do this, and then I keep going back to Aaron Rodgers for some reason. But on the first play of the drive, you get hit, you roll your ankle, and then that was actually your ACL tearing, right? So you never know what is that you going to happen to you on that fight. But I think what really happened is that people start with Mayweather, and the only thing that I think I can blame with Mayweather is that people saw that somebody did go undefeated, and they were like, "Well, I can go undefeated because I'm either as good or better than him." So I'm gonna go undefeated, and you do that by not taking every fight. You only take the fights you can win, right?
Right.
That's essentially what's going on. You only take the fights you can win, which in a matter of speaking, I mean, it's probably the right choice, right? You always want to have the chance to win, but that deprives people who are watching it from getting a real fight, or that even deprives you of really, that you have these situations now where he never fought this guy because he was too scared or he thought he was going to lose. And maybe that's true. Who knows? But we will never know that because you decided not to take that fight because you said you was injured at that time when maybe you wasn't actually injured. So I mean, I don't know with with that situation. It's just, but I do find it weird that to be undefeated in a sport like that, I just find it hard to believe just because of human nature.
So that's a great point. And to your point, to where like anything can happen, that happened to Anthony Joshua, who was
Mm.
undefeated, and he took the he was ducking Fury and what was the other
Wilder.
guy's name? Wilder. Yeah, he was ducking them, and he ended up losing to Ortiz,
Yep.
and
Mm.
that messed up money right there. So yeah, again, people be ducking fights. People be ducking fights because I don't know if they're trying to just raise the price up for the money fight towards like you can't turn it down the money at that point. But people be ducking fights, and for my last reason is um, boxing throughout history has never been able to leave the allegation that the fights are fixed, and people are just tired of it now. I remember as a kid, and I'm going to date myself here. I was in high school when this happened. Um, Lennox Lewis versus Evander Holyfield. The first time they fought,
Mm.
Lennox Lewis um, just whooped on Evander Holyfield the whole fight. Like it was a clinic. It was like, yeah, I was like, Lennox Lewis won this by at least 5 rounds. Ain't no way. You know, they gave the fight to Holyfield, and I'll never forget the the post fight interview. Lennox Lewis was pissed, and he said, "Did he even hit me with a jab? Because he didn't." Like Lennox Lewis put on a clinic and made Holyfield look real bad that day, but they gave the fight to Holyfield because they wanted the rematch. Um, there's no, there is no, it's no secret that boxing often is fixed. That if you don't get the knockout, you are like might lose because somebody, whether you believe they paid off the judges or people just want another fight or whatever, boxing has never escaped those fixing allegations. Even look to yesterday, Nagano won that fight. Everybody with eyes could see that Nagano won that fight, but they was not going to let Wilder take a loss before he had another big payday for a unification bout. So, what you think about that, Rando?
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. What I feel like what boxing doing is this. No matter if you are the underdog coming against a champion or a title holder boxer in boxing. Somebody knows them. I don't know. I'll look at it later. No matter what, if you don't KO that person,
Mm-hmm.
you are not gonna win. Prime example. I forgot who David Haney was fighting. I forgot. But everybody and their mother was saying he lost that fight. I forgot. Whoever he just fought. I forgot dude name. But he got beat up and he won. But everybody was saying, oh, he wasn't doing this, he wasn't doing that. And I think Floyd also did one of those fights too where somebody was beating him up bad and he still won and they were pissed off. I forgot who it was. But in boxing, that it makes no sense because you saw it, I saw saw the coming to me the clips on TikTok. Fury lost that fight yesterday. No way on earth you got knocked down and still won. Now people saying the reason why he still won was because he was throwing the clear punches, he was throwing accurate punches, yada yada. which is probably true because I ain't catch it till about like three rounds left into the boxing match. But
So
still,
with that being said, like because I'll answer that for you. 'Cause I watched it. Only thing you can say is that Fury had better technique when landing the jab and
right,
everything.
right,
That's all he had
right,
was better technique. Because Nagano was did not let him breathe.
right.
So
But here's my thing, and then you get handed off to LJ. Here's my thing. In boxing, no matter it's crazy to me because in boxing, if you playing the underdog, because Pitbull versus Tank, a lot of people said Pitbull should have won that fight, which I thought he did would have won it too, but Tank
mhm.
won. I don't know. I guess in boxing, in order to win, no matter how much you beat up on a person, because whoever got the belt, they gonna throw punches unless they just scared of whoever they facing. So they need to change that because almost every title match you see, if the underdog is beating up on somebody and they didn't get a KO, they lose. This is like the fourth or fifth time this has happened. And they need to fix that because I'm like, bruh, so you mean to tell me I go out there, whoop the crap out of somebody, whoop the crap out of the champion, but the only reason why I didn't win is because I didn't get a KO? Like, that's just crazy to me.
Mhm. All right, LJ.
I get this is another aspect of it that I don't really understand. Uh, but I'm gonna try to get this. So I don't understand how scoring in boxing is done. What if you can you explain to me what is important when you're scoring in boxing?
Okay, so in boxing, how scoring works, I'm explaining it to you from the beginning. It's a 10 point system. Okay,
Mm,
if you win the round, you get 10 points. If you lose the round, you get 9 points. If you get knocked down, you lose a point. To where it could be, and so it could be a 10-8 round. Okay, um, I see people. This is pretty rare because when you get knocked down, you're usually like falling back and you're trying to figure out what to do next.
right.
Um, try to survive. I see people get knocked down and still win the round, so the round goes 9-9. So I so that's the 10-8. It's a lot of 10-8s and stuff like that to where like you dominate the round. You get a 10-8 if you dominate the round, but you hardly see that.
Mm,
But it the scoring is based on the three judges that are watching the fight. They base the scoring on themselves. They have to take a point away. If the referee tells you to take a point away for cheating, headbutting, all that stuff, you have to take that point away no matter what.
right.
A knockdown, you have to take that point away.
Right.
Um, and it's all in the eyes of who's watching the fight, to where like they say, okay, um, this round Mayweather won. This round, um, Manny won. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's how it's judged. It's all about the people who are
Watched it.
watching it. Yeah, the fight's really in the hands of the three judges when it goes to the distance. So
So, and I'm just trying to make sure. So, it in this competition, the only reason you everybody starts off with 10, and the only reason you loses points is if somebody cheated,
mm-hmm,
someone gets knocked down,
mm-hmm.
or the judges feel like it.
Just for like you lost the round, right? Because
That's
somebody each round
mhm,
somebody has to win. So it's
right.
like 10-9 or 9-10 or whatever, you know.
So that to me is crazy, and the reason I say that because let's take another scoring system. Let's say gymnastic, right? Gymnastic has a scoring system, but that
Mm-hmm.
system is scored based on how clean was the technique you did, how was your flips done, Do you dismount properly? Do you stagger? There's like a list of things that the judge just has to go by. There really ain't a list for boxing, from my understanding. It really is, how do I feel about this person, or who, as I was saying earlier, who gave me more money, or who did give me money, or or if you want to take it right back in the day, do I have the mafia on my back trying to make me uh rig this fight, right? That's
Yeah,
what it sounds like to me. So that makes sense why, because I always going to movies and things. I always was like, I wonder why boxing was always shown to be rigged in movies, and it's because it's so easy to rig
yeah,
because all you have to do is either pay off the fighter or you pay off the judge. That's it. The other ones are hard to read because there's a that's crazy to me. But I maybe it's time to actually have an actual like real scoring system, as in, hey, we gotta look at people's techniques. We have to look at people's footwork. Why did he go down? Was it a clean hit or was something dirty about it? Like I don't know. Maybe I'm just spitballing it, and I'm just being, for the real boxers that hear this, y'all probably think I'm saying something stupid. But I mean, just as somebody just hearing this for the first time, I'm kind of like, that's crazy to me. I don't understand why this system is like that. No wonder it's, no. That's why it's dying. It's dying because there's no accountability. You can do whatever you want to do with it, practically.
mhm. Yeah. So that that's a great point because like some people like even like Cameron said like well maybe we should just count the blows and count like how many times you land a jab for and power punches and stuff like that. Um, but it's a hard way to if that is it's a hard way to like test for effectiveness of
Mm-hmm.
the hit because if you're jabbing all day, he's blocking your jabs all the time and using that jab to score points. That's a problem, you know. But if you like say I'll hit somebody with a jab 20 times, right? Jab, and they hit me one time for power punch, but that wobbled me, you know, that power punch was more effective. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it like scoring just like having like a stat based thing is kind of hard. I think you have to go for effectiveness and everything like that. And I don't know how you can score that just by math alone, you know.
Mm. Right. Right.
So um in my opinion, and we're going over like, everything we talked about. Um, boxing has lost its aura as being like the main thing and being like almost untouchable, even with all the cheating scandals. Like to me, like I can watch boxing, but it's not the end all be all. I'm stopping what I'm doing, having people come over to watch the fight, barbecue and stuff like that. Those days for me are done because I'm not invested in any of the fight. I was invested. Last time I was invested, it was the Fury Wilder Part Two because that one was um, I was invested because how Wilder uh, Fury got up the last time when he lost it, and and how Fury probably would have won the fight if he didn't get knocked down in the last round. So, but to me, they gotta fix the scoring. They gotta do something else to hold judges accountable. They need to be held accountable. Um, the disrespect with the celebrity boxing with the tag team thing that has to go. We can't disrespect the sport. They're already disrespecting it already. Some of them are coming out of shape and not even look at this trying to get a payday.
Right.
But to me, that's part of the reason. And the hate on Floyd when that was going on, that was the thing to where like you can living in Southern California. Um, whenever Floyd fought, I was scared to go outside because people people show like the Floyd was a huge race baiter. He always fought on Cinco de Mayo. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to do something on the weekend of Cinco de Mayo and come out in Mexican style truck because he knew that would get him some heat and people going to want him to lose and they're going to pay to see him lose. Um, I was a big Floyd fan. Like when Floyd won, I would talk my crap, and you should see all the comments I used to get back in the day. It was like it was crazy when
Right.
Floyd would announce a fight. Like the Floyd Pacquiao thing, I had a huge party. Huge party. Like 30 people showed up at my house just to watch the fight. And that was last time I actually threw a party for a fight. But like it was like boxing. I think that was almost at the peak where you couldn't go any higher because that was the last mega fight I remember. You know,
Mhm.
so Floyd beat and like sometimes too, like if you watch a lot of fights back in the day, during like the promotional tours and stuff like that, the weigh-ins and the press conferences, there'll be a lot of trash talking. Be like, okay, these guys really hate each other, and I miss that too. I really miss that because now everything's done in tweets and stuff like that, or subtweets or all that stuff. So that's my opinion on why boxing is going. You guys, anything else you guys want to add to it? Before we wrap this up.
Um, they just who if all I gotta say the tag team boxing thing. If they do that again,
So disrespectful.
they need to ban whoever do
That
if
really is just WWE.
they
I
need to
mean,
ban whoever do that again. Cause like I said, I was cool with the celebrity boxing, but when I saw that 2 3 weeks ago, for some strange reason it pissed me off. Cause I'm like, all right, now y'all disrespect the boxing.
Right.
I ain't really
Right.
got too much to add about it. I mean, like I said, I don't watch fights anyway, but it really is crazy to me. It's like, I mean, a better to me a better product is WWE with just the things y'all telling me about it now. Like honestly, it's just it don't sound like what I envisioned boxing was. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
I should just I will say when I was looking at that fight the last time we did the 2 weeks ago when we did Petty Hour and Randall was watching the who was it? It was
KSI.
KSI and
yeah.
Tommy
I
Fury.
just thought that was just the stupidest fight. The stupidest thing I had ever seen. Like honestly, it reminded me of a school fight. Like in all actuality, you know, a whole bunch of people just crowd around, get their video cameras out, and just start filming a fight of two people who really don't know how to fight. Which is not true because the other dude supposedly do had a fight, and supposedly KSI know how to fight, but I don't know. I don't know.
Mhm. Okay. All right, man. I'll go ahead and close this out.
All right. Hopefully y'all people enjoy that. Like Dad said early on in the beginning of the episode, he got a podcast that he's cooking up with, and we just trying to loosen up some jitters so when he started, he won't be too nervous. So hopefully y'all people enjoy that. We probably gonna do this again just so Dad get the hang of it and see how y'all I lost. How see how y'all mess with and stuff like that. I had a brain for I don't know what just happened, but yeah, because I was saying it in my and then it just went blank for a second. I don't know what happened, but hopefully y'all enjoy it. Like I said, Dad just doing something and he cooking up some, so y'all stay tuned for that. But other than that, man, my name Randall. With me, as always, the OG dad and my boy LJ himself, man. And together, we go by the name of the Two for One Special Podcast. Hopefully, y'all enjoy this special episode with Dad, man. And we will catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.